Hey, it's another day with May, and today we are making healthy, gooey chocolate chip cookies. All right, let's check out our ingredients. So we have a third of a cup of honey, a teaspoon of baking powder, a quarter of a cup of arrowroot starch or cornstarch, either one, a cup of your favorite low-calorie chocolate chips, or you can use dark chocolate, either one, a half a cup of butter. You'll want it to be melted as well. We'll do that later. A teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 egg, a quarter of a teaspoon of salt, 2.5 cups of almond flour. Make sure it's almond flour and not almond meal. And that's it. All right, let's get cooking. All right, let's start adding in our wet ingredients first. Starting with our butter, followed by our honey. Make sure you get all that sweetness out. Your vanilla extract. Might have been too much. Oh well. And your egg. All right, I'm just gonna combine that really quickly. Again, I always seem to do this, but there's probably a better tool that I could use to mix all of this, like a whisk maybe. I like to do things the hard way, apparently. All right, so that's almost done. Time to add in the dry ingredients. So I'm gonna grab my flour and just add a half a cup of that first. And now I'm going to take my baking powder, add my teaspoon of baking powder, and then my quarter of a cup of arrowroot starch. Now I'm gonna grab my blender and blend that up. This is why it's very important that you only add a half a cup of your almond flour first, because then we're gonna slowly add the rest later. All right, let's blend it up. All right, I almost forgot, add your salt as well. So just a quarter of a teaspoon. And I'm also using salted butter. You don't have to use salted butter. I actually kind of like to cook with salted butter, but it's your choice, whatever you like to use. All right, now I'm gonna just slowly add in another half cup. Make sure you keep track. Sometimes I lose count of how many half cups I'm putting into my cookies and I end up with a floury mess. So make sure you keep track. So far this is 1 cup altogether. All right, let's blend. All right, so there's my dough. So a little trick for you guys, if you can pick up your dough and you can kind of create a ball with it, then it's ready. Now this one is almost ready, but it needs probably about another tablespoon or 2 of flour just to kind of absorb that moisture. So if this happens to you, don't be afraid to add more flour. Grab your chocolate chips, start slowly pouring them in, and make sure you fold them in. You don't want to mix them in with the mixer because that can break the chocolate chips and you'll kind of have chocolate shards, which could be tasty, but I think you want chocolate chips. All right, now that we have our dough, we're gonna take our spoon and scoop maybe about a little bit more than a tablespoon on, but it really just depends on how big you want your cookies to be. And roll them into a little ball like this. I'll put it there. Place it on your tray, and then take a few of the chocolate chip cookies and just kind of press them in to different spots. Now, these cookies will not really spread out. So if you want them to be kind of more spread out more, you need to push them down first. They might spread out just a little bit, but not too much. So you need to press them out a little bit for your desired thickness. All right, so I'm gonna finish that up and I'll let you know what they look like when I'm done cooking them. I've preheated my oven to about 180 degrees Celsius, which is like 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm gonna put them in for 10 minutes and then check them at that mark and maybe put them in for another 3 minutes if they need it, or take them straight out. Anyway, I'll be right back. And there you have it, the healthy chocolate chip cookies. These look so amazing and they smell even better. I wish you were here. You're gonna have to find out for yourself and try this recipe. Anyway, until next time, see you later.